Hi everybody and welcome. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today I'm here at the headquarters of Norman's Musical Instruments and I'm in one of their studios that they have here, and I'm going to be reviewing one of their own range, or one of their own brands that they've actually come out with, and they're called Axus, so that's their range that they've got. Today I'm going to be reviewing this keyboard here, which is the Axus Digital AXP2 touch sensitive electronic keyboard. This is priced at $89.99. That's obviously English pounds, and in dollars that's roughly translated to about $147. That was as of the exchange rate today, so obviously that just depends on that. All the details for all of this and the links and everything will be in the description directly underneath the video. So this is what Normans say about Axus and about the AXP2. It's a 61 note keyboard which combines a touch sensitive keyboard, which just basically means that you have 61 keys on the keyboard. A full-size piano has 88, sometimes you can get kind of 76 keys, but this one's 61, so it's not a bad range. You just pretty much lose an octave or so at either end. It has 32 note polyphony, so that means that you can play 32 notes at any one time if you ever wanted to. It has 157 voices and 100 styles. So 157 voices means things like piano, strings, choir, trumpet, brass instruments, all that kind of thing, and 100 styles, so you're talking rhythm styles, so 8-beat pop, rock, waltz, jazz, country, all that kind of thing, and all your styles, all the names of the styles and the voices and everything are just all along the top of the keyboard here. The accompaniment control comes with a start, stop, sync, intro, ending and main fill, which is normally all along the bottom of the keyboard, which I'll show you a little bit later on in closer detail. The overall control, you have a dual, which means you can have two sounds at any one time, so you can have piano and strings. It's got touch, so that means the harder you press, the louder it'll be, the softer you press, the softer it'll be. It's got a sustain, so I've actually got a sustain pedal just plugged in the back here. And it comes with a metronome as well, which is really handy because it saves you having to buy another metronome since it's built in, and a one touch setting as well, so it sets up suitable sounds. So for example, if you were playing, if you had a rock rhythm, it will set you up suitable sounds in the voices, piano, that kind of thing, that would go suitably with the rhythm chosen. You've got a DC 12 volt connector which is supplied, and obviously a sustain pedal hole that you've got here, and it has a USB port and it has a headphone socket as well. So that's what Normans say about their own brand of this Axus keyboard. So what I'm going to do now is play a piece for you from my piano book that I've written with Simon, and hopefully you can hear what the sound is going to sound like. So I hope you enjoy that. So the pros, the good points to this keyboard, it's nice and small, it's nice and compact. You've got 61 keys on it, so if you haven't got much room you're living in a flat, or you just want to put it in your room, it's really nice just to sit on a desktop. Alternatively, you can have a keyboard stand, or a Connect stand, which is what this is sitting on at the moment. I'll put links to everything in the description bar underneath. So this could sit on a desk, or it could sit on a keyboard stand, sorry, and it doesn't take up very much room, so that's quite good. It's quite light, so it's not too heavy, so if you wanted to take this around with you, you could just pop it in a little keyboard bag, which you can get separately, or you can just sort of pick it up and kind of pop it in the car and take it anywhere you like. This has quite a lot of good gimmicky features on it, so as I said before, you've got lots of styles if you want to mess around putting in some rhythms and everything. You've got lots of voices if you want to play whatever you want to play with a trumpet sound or a string sound instead of just a bog standard piano. You've got your touch sensitivity as well, well. So like I said, you can play a little bit louder if you press harder, and if you press softer it's a little bit softer, but you can take that off as well, so you don't actually have to have that feature. So it's got a one-touch setting, so like I said previously, you can mix some of the rhythms with some of the sounds. It's got metronome. This is geared towards people who want lessons as well. So if you're trying to learn chords, there's a function on here that you can press as well, and it kind of tells you which chord is which. And it's so this one here, for example, is telling me to play the chord of C. So when it's right, then it gives me the little clap that I can tell if I've got the chord right or wrong or not. So there's quite a few little gimmicky features on this. The cons, the negative points to this, it does only have 61 keys, so the closer you can get to 88 the better, because you are going to be losing an octave or a third of an octave or something either side of the keyboard. So as close to 88 keys that you can get as possible. But like I said, the smaller it is, the more compact. So that depends on how much room you can facilitate in your house. This is quite gimmicky as well. It is, first and foremost, it is a keyboard, so it does have a lot of functions of the keyboard. However, if you know, it does have all the functionalities of a little piano if that's something that you want to just get started with. Maybe another negative point is perhaps the price point, is that it's, I guess it's competitively priced if you want to compare it to a Yamaha PSR keyboard. The functions are slightly different on this, and I would say that they were moving more towards probably tutorial based or lesson based functions on the keyboard as compared to a PSR keyboard, which is a full-on keyboard with your chord accompaniment and your proper rhythm styles and all that kind of thing. It's higher priced than a Casio keyboard or a Casio kind of counterpart, but again, you know, it just sort of depends on what kind of thing that you want to kind of have in a keyboard. Overall, I would say it's not a bad little keyboard actually. It's very light, it's very compact, it has a lot of gimmicky features on there if you're someone that likes to kind of play around with the buttons and on the LCD screen that you've got here, see what you're doing and that kind of thing. I think this would be suitable if you were just starting out as an entry-level kind of instrument. So if you were starting up the piano, and you were looking at lessons online, that kind of thing, and you obviously need something to be playing on, this would be quite a nice little thing to buy, because you don't have to shell out £200-300 or $400 on something much bigger that, quite frankly, you don't really know whether you're going to be using in another 3 or so months' time. So for the price point, it's really good for that. Lots of gimmicks and things, so it would be ideal for a beginner. Somebody who's been playing a little bit longer, I think you'd be better off perhaps buying something a little bit more advanced, so something more closer to a digital kind of piano. But for an entry-level beginner, this is perfect, because you're not wasting too much money to decide whether you want to carry on with the instrument or not. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the review of this. All the links will be in the description bar underneath, and I shall see you all in the next video.